The early 1870s saw a marked change in Western fashion, as it sought inspiration in the 18th century for its next change of direction, and hairstyles increased in height and in detail. Undergarments, at least initially, remained much the same as the previous decade. A cotton chemise was a garment worn closest to the body. Silk, wool or cotton stockings were worn. Silk stockings could be especially decorative, particularly about the ankle, and they were often quite colourful. The stockings pulled up over the knee and were supported with garter ribbons tied in a bow. Open-leg drawers were worn beneath the chemise and buttoned at the waist. These had separate legs attached to the waistband, which enabled the wearer to visit the toilet without the need to remove any clothing. Corsets were still short in style, but becoming increasingly bold and bright in colour and finishing details. They were lightweight and had flexible spiral steel boning for ease of wearing. The front fastening corset could be put on and tightened without assistance. The cage crinoline had now given way to the latest innovation, the bustle. There was a brief bustle crinoline composite, the crinolet, but that was quickly abandoned in favour of the simpler bustle which tied about the waist. The bustle came in many forms, including padding, cork, horsehair or wire mesh, but the most popular style was comprised of a series of curved steel bands which supported the draperies and collapsed effortlessly out of the way when sitting. Low-heeled side-buttoned boots were popular for day wear, and tiny watch pockets could be used for more than just watches. A button hook made fastening the boots a great deal easier and more efficient. A bustle petticoat, with a waterfall of frills cascading down the back, as well as some additional padding, was worn over the bustle. Depending on the occasion and the weather, more than one petticoat could be worn. The cotton corset cover helped to smooth the lines of the corset and conceal its bright colours. Sewing machines were more readily available now, and many households had one. Clothing became increasingly betrimmed with frills, fringes, braids, gathers, pleats, inserts and tucks, all assisted by swift, accurate sewing machine stitches. The trend for fussy details was to increase over the next decade. Gowns comprised of a separate skirt and bodice. The bustle supported the swathes of fabric scooped to the back of the skirt in a medley of folds and frills. The range of colours available from the new aniline dyes created a fashion for bright, vivid and vibrant coloured textiles. The polonazed skirt and the bodice with its three-quarter length sleeves finishing in a cascade of lace, and the low square neckline all echoed the styles of a century before. Brightly coloured jewellery was also fashionable, but for day wear, the subtlety of pearls perfectly complemented the striking new colours. The complicated etiquette of a middle-class Victorian woman's life necessitated clothing suitable for a dizzying range of social occasions. In just one day, it could include outfits for morning, visiting, walking, travelling, shopping, and an evening event. To meet this need, many of the gowns had a number of interchangeable bodices and accessories to suit each occasion. The fashionable train could be lifted by a skirt grip or hem holder and clipped out of the way while active. The evening gown was an off-the-shoulder style, trimmed with silk flowers, sometimes garlands of them, and there was a brief vogue for long ribbon chokers which tied in a bow at the back of the neck and fell in 2 long streamers over the bustle. The Victorian vogue for innovation and novelty was perfectly expressed in women's dress.